Yo, what is going on? Welcome in. Let me get the tunes here. I forgot the bookmark. My new playlist thingy here, but let's go. This will work. It's right here. It's right here. Jump right into it. Oh, hitting hard. Oh, Balba knows what's up. Welcome in, everybody. Fine Wednesday, Bowling Wednesday. Let's go. So we're swapping to offline now. And interesting going offline, how you know, hit okay, farm up your Enigma and stuff. And then you have like budget gear in other places. It's awkward a little bit, you know? So this is the build I'm going with so far on the gear. I only have one skiller, some MF charms here. I have no torches yet. I'm going to get on that soon, but I just didn't want to do that right now. So, yeah, it's kind of like half budget. I'm not sure what to do on this part up here. So I went with 25, minus 25 on the obedience, but then I needed a book. So this one isn't really for it, but a couple of skills, magic find, and I have this one, which is 24 all res, which would be clutch, but then I'd lose one all skill. So it's like, you know, I don't really need the life after kill because I'm going to use Hex Siphon with a bunch of stuff on there. So, yeah. Just give me one quick second. Every time, unfortunate part of, since I do that fantasy football stuff now, like to stream multiple channels back and forth, I got to keep signing in to like be able to see my whole chat and stuff. It's real kind of annoying, but it'll be all right. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hard to know when you don't know. This is true. I'm pretty positive. Let me double check on the sets, and plus I got this belt on just to reach the FCR breakpoint. Oof. I want to get to 75 at least for teleporting. Let's see what I got on the mules for like sets. I don't think I have enough for the 3-piece. And I mean, did I really want to go Heart of the Oak Spirit? Oh, I actually do have the 3-piece. I could do helmet, book, gloves. I mean, boots, book, glove. I don't want to get rid of the Shaco. Let's try it. I definitely can't get rid of the Shaco, that's for sure. We'll see how I decide it looks. That's another minus res to help out the thing, but yeah. Boots with the fur. No, I don't think the furs. There's no fur on this one, actually, so that doesn't work out. Sorry, bro. Appreciate y'all. What's going on, Nate? Deadeye. Yo. I was going to look at maybe rings, too. Maybe I'll just go completely anti-survivability. Standard move for Phil. Nope, that's getting down into the other stuff that's on the other. Wait, where is jewelry? Jewelry. See what I got. I know, so I got a BK. I could get a plus skill there. Magic res sling ring. This is not magic, it's fire. I'm teleporting, not gonna matter. So just, do I want to do a BK? Or I have like a tri-res ring on the other side. Tri-res ring, that sounds boring AF, doesn't it? That's a good point. What's the character limit now? So offline single player, it's unlimited. Online, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Wow. You know you need to drink more water. When you drink water and you're like, wow, that tastes really good. So this was good for like Echoing Strike. You know, I needed the mana leech somewhere, and it's three tri-res. I know poison, not anyways. But I think I'd rather do yellow. So if I went with this, I lose a fire skill, 2 to warlock skills, boots, 50 to fire res. Let's just gander at it. But I'm getting more minus fire res, which could help out the tainteds, and half of the blood boil explosion is fire, right? I've kind of heard conflicting reports that some people say it's all fire, but then other people say no, it's just like corpse explosion, so I'm not sure, but... Jewelry mules named Gurley. Interesting. How do you see a magic bind demon hybrid warlock? How do you see aim? How do I see it? I mean, you could definitely do it, yeah. If over here, instead of what I did, you could take something off of this and come down to the bound demon. And I've heard, I looked up some stuff to make sure I wasn't forgetting things. Finding a fanaticized demon so that the tainteds attack faster is an option. And I just went this way, I guess. I have a couple more skill points. I guess I don't know what to do with here. If I get one more level, little death sigil. Whoa. 24 online could be. Could be. So yeah, I guess I'm going with this. The interesting thing too, I didn't realize this. I guess I just, you know, some of the stuff you don't fully, you know, it's hard to remember everything, I guess I could say. The fact that Hex Siphon has Engorge as a +1 to life and mana after kill synergy. So then you max Engorge because that's also a synergy for Blood Boil. So you get +30 to life and mana after kill, which is kind of crazy. 31. Even with just what I have like no plus skills. Hardly any. So, I mean, I guess I got +10. That's not terrible. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's not. That's kind of more than I remembered actually, but yeah. Decide what I want to do, because it's one of those builds, like anything that takes this long to summon stuff up, you don't really want to have short runs. So there aren't really great terror zones coming up. I just missed Tal's Tombs or whatever, but okay, these are okay. Yeah, okay. Let's track down where the Stony Tomb's at. Maybe it's not too bad here, since okay, well, it's way out here, but that's fine. Oop. So yeah, also I'm not the best at playing this right off the bat. Oh, first. No way. Legendary. One of my faves. Oh, also I should probably start a run counter. Well, maybe I'll just do this one by time instead of doing run counter, but oh, Bone Hue. This might be my best Ogre react so far. Woo. Legendary. When did I record that with Llama? I actually recorded it yesterday morning. I actually just recorded it, and I did a very tiny baby edit on it, of course, as you guys have seen. I actually had it done like way sooner than that, but I had it was uploading and it was like processing on YouTube. Then I had a bunch of stuff to do, and it's like, this is taking longer than normal to process. I'm like, son of course it is. You know, what are the buttons again? Oh yeah, this one. Boy, remembering the button hotkeys I got. This is the first time me like, I haven't played this one in a while, and I didn't play it I only played it like to dabble around with a little bit. I could see with the amount of damage it's outputting, having the attack speed faster could be better. Then the damage on the Tainted here, I don't have the most insane plus skills. It's only a 52. I thought it was just higher than that. Did I not? Battle Order? Oh, probably after Battle Orders it gets higher. Duh. But plus I have quite a bit of minus res that does help apply to the Tainted too. So it's not like... It was just higher than this before I put BK on. Kind of confused what just happened. I just looked at it. Oh, I took off the book. That's what it was. I took off the book and the gloves, which had 1 to... I would suspect that minus 25 enemy fire res for the Tainted damage is better than... it's hard to say with how much damage. Missing a blood... Or no, they're all there. Yeah, if they could attack faster, I could see how that could be legendary. Fireball or Tainted, which is better with your Sunder? So I'm offline single player. I'm back to doing my Holy Grail. It was in the title, but so I don't have a Sunder. Hello from Brazil. Going on? Say hello from everybody who follows in your country. Well, hello, Brazilian people. Shadow Disciplines. Nothing I'm going to use. Well, while we're checking them. Need those. Boy, a little skill issue on the gameplay. Do forgive me. If the music is too loud, let me know. I'm not just going to automatically drop it, but if a lot of people say it's too low, I'll drop it down. It looks okay, and everyone's got a different opinion on if it's too low or not, right? So Fred, yo! Welcome in. Izu, what's up? What's up?
Hit like, my men. Keep deleting demons. Printer of Hot Pepper American Football.
Appreciate you for the 46 months, Fred. Oh my goodness. Ooh, of Slayership. Appreciate you. Blood Boil still awesome, or minus red still awesome for Blood Boil. Yeah. Just this, it is always hard to do the math on it. I don't feel like doing the math on it, to be honest, because it'll always be way more at higher levels, of course, because getting like 500 more damage when you have to do 60,000 damage isn't as much as like essentially doing, you know, minus 25 to their resistance, which isn't necessarily like 25% more damage, but it could be like huge, you know. So I don't always check them, but I think I forgot to take any of that stuff back to the stash. Whoops. Ooh, if that had 4 sockets, it'd be great. Yeah, they definitely attack. I was just sitting and watching them attack there for a second. A little bit slow on the attacks. And it's what it is, I guess, but... Did I forget the battle order again? Might have. I do need to do the torch farming soon, too. I just kind of didn't feel like doing it today, so... This music makes you want to play offline hardcore PvP. Nice. Because that's the best way to play. Offline PvP. Scott, welcome in. Fred says his membership's almost ready for preschool, right? You gonna get the first day of school pictures with your Slayership? Gotta keep a good ogre, that's for sure. Geo found SOJ. Nice. Zod Mangsongs. That's some crazy runs right there, I tell you what. This one. Battle orders. 9 different buffs. Slayer Jungle. I think they're all immune to fire and stuff out there, aren't they? You know, it's one weird thing I was kind of thinking of, especially for offline single player. It's kind of puts you in a weird predicament where it's like this season, it's like, all right, should I go try to find a Sunder Charm before they, you know, in case they change it and they make it like even harder and they if they mess it up in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna have to wait a whole nother season for them to recorrect it if it goes too far. But then it's like, also, do I want to get it in the easier way that's like not illegitimate, but it's like I'm going through the Grail finding things, but like at some points it's easier to find things than it is later in the Grail, you know? So it's almost like by the game constantly changing, it's like what, you know, kind of weird. Very weird. Boy, wish I did have a fire sundy for like build like this, huh? I could take this and go farm Andy, try to get myself a fire sundy, huh? While you still can. Get it while the getting's good. Shrug emoji, yeah. Yeah, there's no chronicle reset to your knowledge like online. So I think on offline, technically, I think if you just delete your shared stash and everything, it will reset it. But that kind of has its own little, you know, things there, I think. I'm pretty sure Sunder Charms and minus res and all that stuff does work for any of your any minions that you have. Like fire traps from the assassin are considered minions, but Sunder Charms do break the immunities for them, and minus res helps them out as well. So I'm pretty positive. Pretty positive. I would need like 15 people to all tell me I was wrong to believe that Sunder Charms don't help your tainted. And then I would look it up. Again, I should say. I'd look it up again. So I had heard that they're not tainted aren't the best against act bosses. Let's see. Let's just go with an easy. It's only players 3 and Dario. Perfect map, by the way. Perfect and Dario map too. I just want to see real quick. Keep slaying. Throw them in. Trust me. I will be slaying. Flash, what's going on? Is Bale's R's worth anything? I believe so, yeah. That's the one that's good for fire builds, right? Or wait, Bale's R. Bale's R's. That's the one that you kind of want to get on the Blood Boil build, I think. I'm not the books are, I'm a little less hundo P on there. I mean, that works pretty good. I mean, this is players 3, but with the budget gear I got, no skillers, no torch. Flash made the abyss from my video. So good. Glad it's working out for you. Yeah, Smolps, I could believe that. He says best way to get the rarer, the physical and magic sundies, probably from act bosses, yeah. So act bosses, any monster outside of heralds, they drop at equal rates. I don't know why I can equal rates, but equal rates. So yeah, but fire and I think it's fire and cold are the most common from whatchamacallers, heralds. So yeah, a little bit slower. That's a P8, which is kind of like, you know, player 7 is the same as 8. And I guess from what I understand for act bosses, like player 7 is barely better than player 5 and stuff. So it's kind of like not necessary. It's more of just a test, but Jal saying everyone that's for Meph and Diablo books. Yeah, so Diablo books are good for. Is that the best one for like the Firelock? And then the Mephisto one is the one for Abyss and for the new Echoing Strike. Because Echoing Strike is magic damage, so yeah. I do remember that one. The Diablo and Mephisto, or Diablo and Baal, I just kind of seen them a couple times, but congrats, Adam, on getting the Sunday there. I could blast Mephisto, try to get or Andaro, try to get some Sunder Charms. Really bad map, though. Really bad. Spirit Shield for your Abyss. Yeah, I just try to go with the books, so I go with, it's kind of like on the Necro. I'll use Spirit Shield sometimes, but I like going with the Necro head of some kind just to, But yeah, dual Spirit is not bad at all, huh? But yeah, plus you can't use two-handeds unless you have a book. So if you want to do fire build with the minus 25 fire res from Obedience, then you can't. You got to use a book, so... Spirit Shield and Hoto. Checks out. Yep, not a bad choice. Recommendations on where to get Ars Dolls. Like all of the books. I think I got mine off of Mephisto. So Meph is probably a good choice, I'm guessing. I haven't looked into all this stuff. I know I got the Ars Dolls Mephisto book off of Mephisto, so I think that's kind of coincidence, though. I think they're all roughly the same item level and blah 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 blah. So I would guess probably Mephisto's the quote unquote best, but any good farming areas, choose your place probably. Rob, so from what I've seen, a lot of the Warlock builds, if you have the equal levels of gear, they're all like really, really, really good. So if you have budget gear, the fire, well, the magic one and like the Echoing Strike and the Blood Boil are all pretty good. The fire one, you kind of need a Sunder Charm sort of to break immunities. Sort. You don't have to. You could just, but to do everything, like if you want to farm all the different Terra zones. Like even with this one right here, I haven't tried it yet, but we'll do one right here. I think without a Sunder Charm, this being a lot of fire, there is physical from the corpse explosion part, I believe, on here. So, but I think there's a lot of stuff. These guys aren't immune to fire, but I think all these little, no, they're not. There's some of these guys that are immune to fire, like this guy right here. Let's see how the blowy up part. Yeah, between the mercenary and blowing things up, it took him out. So. They're extra fast, of course. Get my mosaic base. Oh, good, maybe. And yeah, while you're watching this too, just remember I'm not an expert Blood Boiler player, and I don't have any skillers or torch here, so or no skiller, torch, Sunder Charms, anything like that. So if you're like, oh man, this thing sucks. Look at this guy's an idiot. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Best place for a Griffins, boy. Another kind of dealer choice type of thing. You could run Pindle, but I mean, it could take you 20,000 Pindle runs to find it, So, stuff that rare. My recommendation is pick your favorite 85 era and or Terror Zones and just run them a lot and enjoy yourself out there slaying demons. And yeah, cross your fingers, pretty much. Or actually, probably trading would be the #1 thing to say, so. Trading is 100 times out of 100 the fastest way. Find some random rune word base and trade it for like a high rune or something, You got a merc over there. You can't death mark your mercenary over there. He helps out quite a bit. Whoa, man, they're so fast. Yeah, I don't know if there is a lot. Not very much of the physical there. Doesn't look like. Yeah, it's dealing damage, but it's definitely on a definitely the half damage type of situation, as you can kind of see. What did I have this on? Players 3? I think so. Trading, people are so picky. Yeah, and it's not, nobody wants to hear this, but that's what makes, honestly, like, things like JSP is so much easier to use because there's no like, oh, well, I don't know. Is that something I really want? Like, you know, it's just like this thing is trades for this much. Like if you want it to really go away, you can just trade a little bit more of the currency to get the item. If you want to sell it real easy, what everyone pays for it, you just post it for a little bit less and it'll disappear instantaneously. So it's like, but obviously there is the opportunity that people can buy that currency from the website. So completely get why some people are against it. Highly recommend do not ever pay money, real money for that stuff. Highly recommend. The Rams are all in for the season, sweet Phil. Yeah, I heard it's kind of they got the Super Bowl at their place again, and they're like, oh, we want to win a home Super Bowl again. All in for this year because the Super Bowl's at our place, you know. Like the Rams can only win when they have a home Super Bowl, kind of. Thought it was kind of funny. Ah, Great Marsh, gross. All right, I'll take a few more of these out. Yeah, this stuff's pretty sick. New playlist, huh? Have to get Enigma. All you need is a burr. That's it, huh? Yeah, they can be... High runes are tough to come by. Oh! Alright. Wait, did I even put on lethargy or anything? I did not, actually. Why don't you come back here? Merc did not get nuked instantly, but one of these guys did. Oh! I didn't realize I was getting hit. I don't know. I didn't realize I was getting hit there. Oopsie. How'd I get Enigma? Farmed LK. Oopsie. Oh well. Thanks a lot, chat. Not enough gold for Jamali. Come on. Yeah, we'll throw this in there. Whatever. That's just a tier 1 too, just not paying attention. This guy. Will I be doing any more videos like that? Maybe. I'm not against it. Yeah, everyone says that they like those videos a lot, but they don't perform as well as other videos. So it's and plus it's not always easy to collaborate with people like that. Because then you both have to pick time to do it, and then like one person is like taking time away from time when they could be streaming or something, so that, you know, he took time away. So, but then I made the video. Maybe in the hopefully in the future, something I could do a video like on his channel like that, you know. So it's one of those situations. And I don't have Enigma, and I don't have teleport. Great. I don't have the knife, but no points into it. Totally, completely did not expect to get caught right there, to be honest. Boy, without any plus skills, this build sucks. Which I guess kind of makes sense, but the summons are 1/60th of what they are if you have like 5 more plus skills. Really. Let's go summon these guys all up with the new plus skills, huh? But yeah, I'm not against doing it, and I kind of like doing it too, you know? Collab videos like that, but yeah. Why you running? No Sunder Charm. Deathmark makes it easier to get your body. This is true. This is true. Just mega distraction, right? All right. Rock on. Woo! Ooey. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Brandon. Yo, yo, yo. Geo made an infinity for your single player Nova Sorceress minus 45. Man, yeah. Yeah, when you make that self-wheeled infinity one and then it gets the lower one, it is still like good. It's still gonna work. Like, I don't know if you'd notice a huge difference even if you got the maximum minus res to the lowest minus res, but you definitely, it does the punch in the you know what. Say that much. Is Warlock good? Yes. I will do it one more time. I wouldn't say I particularly enjoyed coming out here, but we'll do it one more time anyways. Maybe if I get a little better at playing the build, there'll be much more fun or betterness. Having no Sunder Charm is a little bit on the rough side, though. I do kind of want to go get one of those fanaticism. It would be a lot of points, though. If you get a fanaticism bound demon, I could just use beast. But then they attack way faster, you know, which is kind of good. Glorious Axe, okay. I do like the Glorious Axe. Executioner's Justice. Could be one of the sickest names in Diablo 2. Straight up. Executioner's Justice. Does Infinity stack if you have one on yourself and Merc? Like the Conviction Aura you're saying? No. The thing is when you self-wield it too, kind of like how this has minus 25 enemy fire res. So Infinity has Conviction and it also actually has minus enemy lightning res. But the minus enemy lightning res does not apply to monsters that you attack if it's on your mercenary. So only the Conviction applies all across to everything like that. Where was I here? Couldn't remember how to play for a second. Did I? Yeah, I didn't come up in here. I think last time I didn't kind of come up in here and clear this area either. I think. Anyone having battle with BNet? Trouble with BNet. The other day, BattleNet was super laggy. So if it's still doing anything like that. I hate how this waypoint is right in the middle of the zone like this. How you go halfway down one way And then you got to kind of like come back. Not the hugest deal, I guess, but. Why didn't you guys warn me that I needed to redo my battle orders? Come on, chat. Jeez. Mewtwo. I don't. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's another one of those pretty sures. I don't know. Someone hop into Google and let me. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know. But I thought if you had infinity on your character and you had infinity on your mercenary, they didn't stack. That is one that, I mean, I thought I was right, but I mean, a few different people are asking about it or whatever, so maybe I'm wrong. First time for everything, am I right? First time for everything. Re-up your bow, thanks. It might have been running out any second right now. Better late than never, they say, right? Phil's never wrong. That's, Pathless, I knew I liked you. No matter what, if I'm right or wrong, I'm right. It's just how it goes. A Grimmery. Johien. Not sure on the pronunciation. Do forgive me if that's off. Probably is a little off. Do forgive me. Says he was hunting Nightmare for the Sunder Charm. Hasn't found one yet. Yeah, that was same dealio here. One of those things that kind of reading off of, you know, the post that Pavik made about it. Guy who does a bunch of different posts about stuff like this. I don't know that Nightmare would ever be actually the best. It's just one of those things that sometimes people get a little bit, oh my gosh, you can find it from Nightmare. This is crazy. This is stupid. This is busted. And it's like, it's one of those things that you got to try doing first and then being like, yeah, it would take 6 months to get the Sunder Charm you need from Nightmare Terror Zones. You know what I mean? So, Thunder Charms are so easy. So Fraser, I found, so far, I'm a full-time Diablo 2 player. I have found 1 Sunder Charm on single player and 1 online since the patch came out weeks ago. So, they might be way too easy, I guess, but you play more than a full-time Diablo 2 YouTuber. So, you can't always just compare one person to another when some people have time or you have more time. Or just choose to dedicate more time to a game, but you want everybody to be able to play the game as well. So. Fraser said you found 5 from 100 Andaro runs. I did something like 50 Andaro runs. Nothing crazy, of course. I didn't get any. So you got the best luck in the world that anyone has ever gotten from Andaro for getting those. Literally the best luck anyone's ever got. So you can't compare the best luck that anyone in the world has ever gotten to control, you know. There's people that play slot machines and they've won 3 rolls in a row, you know. But that's not like, oh, these slot machines are turned way, like the slot machines are programmed to make money regardless. But somebody won 3 rolls in a row before. And you can't compare, you know, someone who won 3 rolls in a row on a slot machine to everybody's experience, you know. Yeah, last season they were like, you were almost not finding them for sure. I do agree with that. Most people. Some people said that even last season they found 10 or 15 of them. And I was like, what? How much do you play? That's crazy. But, yeah. Pathless said he's done 600 Andy runs, no Geeds or Sunder Charm. Yeah, I think you're on the other... Well, it depends. Unconfirmed on what's going on with the drop odds calculators. Depending on which one you look at. Some of them said 1 in 500 runs for a Sunder Charm, and others said 1 in... like 270 with 200 with 350 magic find. This is what we're looking at. Somebody told me that there was a bug with the max roll drop odds calculator. If you look up the item specifically through, there's like 4 different tabs to look of ways of looking up monsters and item drops. If you specifically look up the item through the item drop one instead of the monster drop one, they're different numbers, and the item drop one is supposedly bugged according to a guy that I talked to. So, supposedly if you are players, was it set to players like 7, 8 with 350 magic find from Andara? It's 1 in 277 runs to get a random Sunder Charm, I believe. So, Zod's in my life ghost. I have found 3. 2 on single player, 1 online. Caboose! Yo!
I only have time to play on my days off, like right now. I am at the start of my weekend right now. So I only was able to get a Sunder by trading for 1.
Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 9 months. And yeah, so you, yeah, that makes sense. Trading is always going to be the most consistent way of getting what you're looking for. I found the 1 Sunder Charm online, it was fire, and I was like, you know what? I don't always do this, but sometimes I do. Why don't I switch to the fire build since I found a fire Sunday? I kind of wanted to try something different anyways. That worked out for me, and I just have a cold Sunder Charm on single player here. It's like 2% of why I'm doing this right now out here in the Terror Zone. So you're essentially guaranteed, most people had seen the Pavik post, anyone who didn't, or the full understanding essentially on the Sunder Charms. So from a tier 1 Herald, you have roughly a 1 in 100 Herald kills chance of getting a random Sunder. But from a tier 5 Herald, you have a 1 in 50. So it is twice as bad, but also the tier 5 Heralds are way harder. So if you can do the tier 5s, by all means, terrorize full axe and do that. But if not, your odds aren't like insanely bad to get the other things. I think my first Sunder Charm was off a tier 2 Herald, I believe. Actually. So. Oh. Dual Dream, don't they stack? They do, but they're both on your character. I don't know that it works that same way. I mean, you could, I don't know if somebody looked it up. Maybe I missed something about that, but I think if the Infinity, if both the auras are on the same character, they stack, but if they're on different characters, they don't stack. And I'm not going to like 100% swear by this, but I was pretty sure that was right. And if I'm wrong, then I guess I'm wrong, but I thought that was right. Could be wrong, but I think it's right. Perfect. So perfect Sunder for the build. I would love a perfect Sunder, but yeah, if I online when I found that fire one, yeah, I found the fire Sunder and I was like, yeah, let's go. Switch into the fire build. Smolps says he thinks that yeah, they do have to be on the same character. So I kind of thought that as well. So Smolps is definitely smarter than me. Mewtwo, you're usually smarter than me. So I almost want to believe you too, but I think the Smolps one is right. Jason Williams, good afternoon. Swish says, Phil, you are correct. Keep coming, fellas. I want to keep hearing it. Everybody tell me how right I am. Chaos Sanctuary. Let's go try it. I don't know with the... Well, let's see. Fire immunes. There's that one little... is it the caster... What are they called? The Doom Knights? But the caster ones? I don't remember. We'll find out what they're called when we get in there. I can't remember. Isn't my call to arms real bad too? Yeah, 4-2, bro. I need to find some high runes, make some new call to arms here. Oh, those guys are immune to fire. Why did I think the Venom Lords were not immune to fire? Because this is going to be suboptimal. Yeah, I might just not. What is this still on? Is it on like 5 or something? Yeah, it is too, huh? Realistically, hypothetically, realistically, let me bump it down a little bit to players 3 with the lower fire, blah, blah, blah. Prediction for overall RB1 this season. Let's go to 3 first. I think it might be Gibbs, to be honest. Not a hard stance, not going too home or hard into paint here, but I just think with who's quarterback for Atlanta right now, you know, and that just, you know, a less, what do you even call it? The team's not fully set in stone, you know, and just from that, I think that Bijan has like a, I don't want to say better backup, but they definitely invested more in the backup for Bijan than Detroit did, which doesn't necessarily mean they're going to use him more, but yeah, this ain't, I don't really like, without a Sunder Charm, this is not great. These guys, they're the ones with the most life, and they're immune to fire, and I can't break their immunity, so I think I'll just not do this, even though it's Chaos Sanctuary and you're supposed to, right? Contract year for Jonathan Taylor. It is also contract year for Bijan, isn't it? So, but yeah, I think it's going to be with bringing in just like Pacheco, 1.8 million contract. I think Brian Robinson got like a $3 or $4 million contract or something to back up Bijan. I could be wrong on that, but I thought so. JT to be the #1 overall, I would be surprised, but it's not impossible. If they end up doing like they did last season. What was it? Through 8 games, they were undefeated and they led the league in scoring, I think. The Indianapolis Colts, I'm saying. So, maybe JT. Yeah. Achan. Tough to see Achan, in my opinion, with a absolutely terrible team. I think they're projected for the least wins in the league, aren't they? Like them and the Browns or something, and like Arizona. And then also a running quarterback that's going to take up... Running quarterbacks are a dual-edged sword because they both keep drives alive, and they also will steal touchdowns from the other players on the team that they won't be passing, or HM won't be running in. So it's, you know... I'm going to say Achan is unlikely to be the running back 1 on the season, in my opinion. Yeah. Hope Garrett gets his ring out in, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything against him personally. I don't know if I really want the Rams to win again, to be straight up. I would prefer the Rams did not win again. Good rare one. Come on. Seahawks? Could be. Can we go over my gear? Shaco, Obedience, Enigma. 3-piece, Horizons. Of course, I got Call to Arms, and you can kind of see I got an Annie and No Torch. Did not mean to do that. Oh yeah, I forgot you can go like this now. Okay, so those, I gotta remember what I got. Canadian home team, nice. Biv said he made a part of the oak in a 4 open socketed flail. Rolled 40, perfect res. Got himself a burr. Nice. Ols Rex, I think. I don't really know what you're trying to say here. Market flooded by, what do you say, detour botted items? Bots are way less of a problem now than they used to be. There are still bots out there. I don't know the prevalency, but like, they are astronomically less bad than they used to be. Not perfect though, I'm assuming, but I can just tell from when Reign of the Warlock came out, the botting compared to pre-Reign of the Warlock is way less. The value of items stayed up way longer going into the season based upon, and anytime someone says there's too many items and the value drops too much and stuff like that, they're 100% of the time referring to the item's value relative to JSP gold. 100% of the time. Because an item, like a burr rune, is always worth a burr rune. That never changes. A Shaco is worth a Shaco, right? So. Okay, so I misunderstood your last comment, I guess, perhaps. So you're saying people, like finding Sunder Charms. Oh, that's what I didn't understand when you said converting. Oh, and you said like bot. They're botting on pre-Reign of the Warlock, you're saying, and then transferring over to Reign of the Warlock, maybe. But you're saying like pretty much just the Sunder Charms you're talking about, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't really like that personally. A few different people have said stuff about that, like mentioned in their content or whatever. But they still have it, and I mean, there must be a reason, I guess. You know, kind of like there is probably just a thing of there is the average Joe that still maybe they start and they're like, well, I want to change now. I don't know. I kind of think they should get rid of it, but mesh belt, gloom trap. Yeah, I think I had enough orcs. Yeah, we'll check, I guess. So if hopefully that answered your question. I guess I misunderstood the first one there. Do forgive me. Which is better, Fire Abyss or Blood Boil? Out of those, budget gear, probably Abyss. With really, really good gear, with the best gear, maybe Blood Boil. Hard to say. They're all good, so that's why I'm like, you know, they're all good. Like someone would honestly argue that any of them are the best ones. Depending on, you know, so Echoing Strike in there too, of course. They're all real good, so. And Diablo walks for 2 days. Yeah, I guess this season is worse than the last. Like, there's an arms race between the bots or whatever and the Blizzard, I suppose. I guess I had seen a couple of walks, but I didn't see it all of them. I did see them popping up, you know, the Discord notifications, but I haven't really cared to get the Annie, so I just like don't pay attention. So wait, value isn't based on gold? Yeah, the D2 community's underpinning, or the monetary system is gold based. Forum gold based. Have I gotten over all the pinks and purples? I mean, it's fine. It's like, what do you do about it? You know, it's like, it is what it is. No. I mean, even at the time, I was like, it's not the hugest deal, but like, really, like, is this game for like 4-year-old women or 4-year-old girls, or is this a man's game, you know? I don't know. Real men wear pink, but I do need to get myself a fire Sunday. Some good old mage fists, huh? Definitely already have some mage fists, but this is something, something, something. Fred said he's been hoarding all this gold for nothing. I think I definitely have that. Sorry, I need to keep more of them, but yeah, gold. The D2 gold is what's the most valuable in this game for sure. $100p, right? Brandon said, when I mentioned that in the video, in my first review video, you were dying. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's like I said, it's not the end of the world, but it's like, does literally everything have to, you added in everything pink and purple? I don't know. Kind of a girly color. I mean, right? I'm not the only one that, you know, pinks and purples are in general like girly colors, right? I don't know. Not the end of the world. But yeah. Wicked Ball, yo! Yeah, don't forget the like button for me, ladies and gents, on YouTube. I can't really read it. B. We'll go BB, I guess. You say they stopped doing band waves is a problem? Maybe. Yeah, maybe the first season. Yeah, I'm not sure because the first season of Reign of the Warlock, it was not nearly as much of a problem. I feel. Maybe I got a little bit of a blind spot for the second season because I haven't done a lot of trading and I kind of like dipped out on the second season already. So maybe, but. Yeah, maybe. Death mark for a second. Cast delay 0.8. Maybe that's what's getting me. Sometimes I feel like it like won't. I guess that 0.8 cast delay is longer than it seems. Hazeman, good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Locked, I think, talking about the pinks and purple said it's fine. Not what you would do, but whatever. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Oh, always hit your poppables, ladies and gentlemen. The sarcophagi, the little chests and stuff. I always say everybody always hit them, and I always do myself. But when I do, I get a pull rune. When I do. Maybe I don't always hit them, but when I do. Oh, Fred, if you're still in here, you gotta check out my fantasy football channel. You gots to. If you don't, subscribe up to that sucker. Fantasy football Phil, all PHs. I've actually been just doing like quick videos, and I've actually been streaming like best ball drafts too over there for the funsies. I'm in Germany, 8:15. Gotcha, gotcha. Good evening. Good evening. Appreciate you, Biv. Yeah, that's the link. If anybody wants to join up, if you're not interested in fantasy football or NFL football, no big deal. You don't need to subscribe up just to pump the numbers or whatever. But if you do like fantasy football, or hey, you just want to hang out in the streams when I'm streaming over there, I guess subscribe up to that channel. St. Brown been a wide receiver 3 the last couple of years. Never drafted like it though. Yeah, he has always drafted like wide receiver like 8 every year, and he's always like wide receiver 3, huh? I guess he's just like boring, you know? He doesn't have the big like, oh my gosh, he just got an 87-yard one-handed touchdown catch. It's always like, St. Brown caught another pass for 18 yards. St. Brown caught another pass for 9 yards. St. Brown caught another pass for another 12 yards, you know? And then all of a sudden you look and it's like, wow, he had 11 catches for 190 yards today. Like, how did that happen? Like, he's just catching pass after pass for like first down. Then he gets, just because he catches so many, like every other game he gets a touchdown, right? It is true, yeah. He's never drafted for the position that he always finishes in. Subbed up. We tricked him. We tricked Fred into subscribing. Let's go. Die Exile saying, OnlyFans page? Yeah. Only Phil's page. Soul Rune. Oh, look at all this stuff. We'll have Kane identify all this stuff. Detroit versus everybody. Yeah. Classic. Classic. I got an obedience on. It's got -25. Enemy fire res. It's actually a thresher, unfortunately, but as soon as I pay attention enough to find a 5-socketed skithy, I'll make one. 5-socketed skithy. That's one of my newest favorite mispronunciations. Skithy. I love that one. Back to single player already. It has been... Oh, it's been a week and a half, right? What was I doing? Oh, yeah. It's been forever. Yeah, single player is just way more fun to play than online. It just usually is. Obedience works with all this, any of the stuff that does fire. So yeah, it helps. It minuses the res for your minions on builds. This is true for all different types of characters, by the way. Also, so minus res works on minions now. They changed it. I don't remember when exactly in D2R they changed it / fixed it. That way that the minus enemy lightning res on like Crescent Moon works for your traps on the assassin, which are they're considered under summons. Your skeleton mages technically. So yeah. The fire traps, the lightning traps, get the, you know. I need some skillers. Yeah, they when the Reign of the Warlock came out, they originally there was a bug or a glitch, they weren't getting it, and they fixed it according to patch notes that they did. So if it still isn't fixed, then they said they fixed it, they put in the patch notes they fixed it, and then it still is bugged and doesn't work. I guess I can't say for sure about that, but because it was when the Tainted first came out, it was bugged and not working. Yeah, when it was supposed to, and supposedly they fixed it. So with the heralds, one thing that could be an issue with you're using blood boil and it's supposed to be half physical, it's not going down. They replenish life not at the speed of Ubers, I don't believe, but they do replenish life. So if you're not dealing enough damage fast enough, it might it might just be like, you know, as it goes down, you know what I mean? Almost all heralds are fire immune. I think it kind of depends on the area. I took out, with this build right here, I took out a couple heralds. We had a terrorized Flayer jungle. And none of them were monster types that would be immune to fire. So I guess it depends where you're at. But that could be, if they're always immune to fire, that could give you some problems. So yeah, the ones I took out were Flayers that have low health pools, and they were not immune to fire. No. The ones that I took out with this build right here. And I have not great gear on either, so I'm good. I have Enigma, of course, but besides that, not a whole lot great going on, you know. It's because I ran LK at the beginning of single player, so I got Enigma and like nothing else. Oh, do it. Oh. Guess I did find a Shaco pretty quick. That's cool. Shacos can take you a while sometimes.
I am overburdened.
Jeremy said you got council members, heralds. Wow. Okay, yeah, I don't think I've ever had them before. Wow. Didn't know we necessarily could. So what's... I was always wondering, and I should have asked if Llama knew something like this when I talked to him yesterday. The weird, like super weird herald packs. So, like, you know in Act 1 how there's those tree things that, like, spit out those raptors or whatever? Can you get a herald raptor tree pack? Like, see if I can find one real quick. Of course, you won't be able to find one when you look for it. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna find one. But you know what I'm talking about. You know, there's like the tree thing. It's like and like poops out a bird, a little like a bat bird thing. Yeah, that's not in this area, of course. But you know what I mean. Or, you know how there's that stained glass sometimes in Act 4? Can you get a herald stained glass? Oh, Adams, that was another one I was going to ask about. So you actually got a herald floating scimitar? Is that how you pronounce that one? Scimitar? I like scimitar better. A herald scimitar, huh? Yeah, that was another one I was going to ask about. If you could get, because can't you only get those if you open a chest and like a ghostly scimitar comes out? You know, it's like, boing. But someone here says they got a herald of it, so. Yeah, like if you could get a herald stained glass. Where's it at? Of course, once again, I'm going to come out here and I'm not going to be able to find it. I think they're in the City of the Damned here somewhere. Maybe it's a different one. Could be this one. But they're not on every map either, so. Yeah, of course, I'm not going to find one. Typical, typical, typical. I like Scimitar better. Herald pack of statues. Oh yeah, the statues that shoot fire out. That'd be legendary. What am I doing? Forgot what I was doing here. I was too busy running around. Blister Herald, legendary. So you're rocking like TZ Bale. Get a crazy Herald. Oh yeah. I was like, there's one other thing I need to do, but what is it? A few different people saying there they got the Wave 6 Herald. Gotcha. So you go through the game and take out everything in the whole zone and go back and clear only the stained glass. He's so sick. His, did I just invent a cheat code? I think I just invented a cheat code, guys. Because the stained glass can't, they have no attack. So if they were heralds, they wouldn't be able to damage you. Herald Colossal Ancients. Well, I don't think you can terrorize Colossal, whatever, Ariad Summit. 20 to life. Yeah, the thing is, I'm never going to use those, I guess, so. Maybe if I go around, whatever, we'll forget about it. I used to, you know, 20 life is the max you get on that. It's cool, but then, I mean, like, I never use these things, so. Herald Crow's Nest, yeah, that's the one. That must be what it's called. That's the one I was speaking of. The tree-looking things that shoot out the birdie-looking things. Yeah, I have not, but it would be funny to see maybe. Bunch of shards popping today. Elrune, all right. I'll take that. M&Ms. I haven't really played the crossbow one like at all, so can't really comment. I've almost not seen it even played at all. I've heard it's good, but I just haven't. Not saying that, like, I haven't even seen it because it's so sucky that no one plays it. Like, I just haven't really seen it, so. Lonnie, yeah, I'm not sure if it would shoot out. It would have to. Would it constantly shoot out more minions over and over again, or would it? Ooh. Hold up! Wait a minute. Because the monster roll can be different every time out here. So, hey, if I see one, I'll leave it till the... Oh, if any of them I see, I should say. I'll leave till the end, huh? I don't know how many fire immunes there are out here. I feel like there aren't many. I feel like... I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess there are some. Here's a suboptimal pack. Can barely deal any damage to stuff because... Boy. Mighted Lancer's immune to me with no Sunder Charm. Rough. Suboptimal. Yeah, there's none out here anyways. There's fires all over the place. I feel like maybe there's not a lot of lightning immunes out here. This is a Terror Zone I come to with my Nova Sorceress. That's what it is. Like when it pops up on a Nova Sorceress, there's like almost no lightning immunes out here ever. Yeah, it's no bueno till I get a Sunday for this area. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pop and look at all the different builds on different websites and stuff right now to compare or whatever. I just haven't really had a chance to look at them yet and stuff like that. Nope. Like I've seen it for a quick second. I seen someone play a bow echo strike, but I just didn't. Kristen, what's going on? Fishaholic said he'd use a 1 MF small charm over a 20 to life small charm. Sure you would. That's fake news right there. Smulp said up a minute ago. Thorn's aura stained glass. That'd be fine. My tainted shooting fireballs at him will be fine. Nightbot, my man. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Good call on that one, Nightbot. Appreciate you, YouTube, for hitting that like button. I know on Twitch you guys wish you had a like button to hit, but fortunately only YouTube gets one. Not my choice. Not my choice. Gothic plate. No good. Caught my attention there for a second. 2:30. Good. Okay. Just double checking the time here. Obviously going to have to go get my kid from school at the usual 3:30 time today. Got on a little bit late today too. I had a lot of running around today. So my stupid face here. I had to go get blood drawn yesterday from like my yearly physical. They do all the little tests and stuff. I forgot that I ate before I went. And they didn't ask before they drew blood, like, are you fasted right now? Did you not eat anything? They didn't ask me that, so I forgot. And then they called me with the results. They're like, all your results are fine. Blah, 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 this and that. They're all fine. And just a quick double check. You came in fasted, right, and didn't eat anything. I was like, no. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, you idiot. Like, every adult human knows that when they draw blood for this stuff, you can't eat before it. Like, even though they didn't tell me that, I knew that, and I just forgot. Ugh. So I had to get blood drawn again 2 days in a row. And the other day I had some other scan thing where they had to inject, like, you probably can't see it, but they had to inject me with some kind of dye or something. So I got this giant bruise on the one arm. I got a hole in the other arm. And I'm like, unbelievable. Went to the gym, just did some cardio, nothing big. Some semi-light cardio. Not too light, semi-light. Bought some new pellets for the pellet smoker, which I usually don't use very often, but I decided I'm going to use it here soon. Any further interviews in queue? Not particularly. No, I'll just do them randomly sometimes, I guess. Like, they're get asked about it quite a few. The thing is that people who like the interviews, like you must have enjoyed it and stuff. The people who like it really like it. Like, a lot of you guys, I've seen a lot of really positive comments, and I appreciate it. That a lot of people liked that I did that and wanted to see more and stuff, which is awesome. But not as many people like it as some other video types. So even though there's like a lot of enthusiasm for those from some people who really like it, which is awesome, you get like less views. And then when you do YouTube videos full time, sometimes it's tough to intentionally choose to like make less money at your job, you know what I mean? So it'd be like if you went to work and you decided you would get $4 less an hour to, like, I don't know, do something else, you know what I mean? That's not exactly a one-to-one, but you get what I'm saying. Should you make Enigma? You got 4 sirs and a burr. Boy, it's the only thing about that is I don't want to answer. I would say yes. I went ahead and made Enigma right away. But yeah, the one in like, not a million, but one in a bunch of times, you're going to find a jaw rune right after, and that's going to feel bad, man. But I'll tell you this story. The first time I couldn't decide whether I wanted to make Enigma or not for my LOD Holy Grail that I first started. I just went ahead and made Enigma, okay? I said, whatever. Even after having Enigma and having the extra clear speed from having Enigma, it took me 1.5 years to ever find my first ever jaw rune to make that Enigma. So if I didn't make the Enigma with all the Sirs and Burrs that I'd found from LK, because I didn't want to waste them, it would have been 1.5 years before I got Enigma. So 1.5 years more, longer than I had already been playing. So there's two sides of that coin right there. Huh? You could, the very next run you go out, you could find exactly what you're looking for, or you could wait years. So one time I was just for the sake of the video, I was like, oh, there we go. I got enough to make Enigma, and I cubed together like some Vexes and some Ohms and like a Sur I had to get up to a Burr to then make Enigma. Or maybe it was Infinity to get up to a Burr. And then the very next, or like within 50 runs later, I made that. I'm like, there we go. We made Infinity on these runs, baby. But I'm going to keep going because I want to go to 1,000 LK runs. And then like 50 runs later, a Burr popped straight out of the chest. So I could have had like 2 Vexes and an Ohm and a Sur extra if I didn't cube those together and I waited till the end of the video, the 1,000 runs. So like, yeah, you never know what's going to happen. 3,300 runs. Yeah, so 3,300 to get everything to make Enigma is actually pretty quick. That's reasonably good luck. It took me, I came into LK, and this is the only time that I kept track of it. Other times I had some stuff already, or I found like half of the Enigma, and then I went and did something else. Like I got up to like a Barun, and then I went ahead and did Andy, did Meth, did Pits, and then came back to LK, and then like, you know, I kept what I had before. So I didn't keep track of exactly, but another time I found a Sur rune in the Mausoleum when I first started my first Holy Grail. And then I did LK, like making Enigma, LK until it's done. So I had a Sur and I went in and it took me like it took me about what you said here, 3,200 runs or something like that to make Enigma when I already had a Sur rune going in. And I cubed together everything Lum and higher. So yeah. Yeah, who knows, a trash mob could drop a Jai. This is true. This is true. It is true. 3K LK runs? Sounds super boring. Yeah, I personally don't mind LK too much, but yeah, even anything for that, you know, LK can get a little bit after that much for sure. Yeah, I would say make Enigma, because then you can go ahead and your Hammerdin's online. You can teleport with your Warlock like this. Necromancer, you can do a summon Necro and you're teleporting around, telling your minions up like this and stuff. And I would say just make the Enigma personally. And if you find a Barun right after, I mean, good for you. You got another Barun. You're on your way to making Infinity. But I would just go ahead and, you know, you're halfway to Infinity if you find a, you know, Burr. If you find a Ja, you're part of the way to making Phoenix. Then I guess, you know, like. Going good beyond dark. Starter Trapson. I do have Starter Trapson videos from a long time ago. It's been a while, so try to interview Dobrunsky. So I don't know if a lot of you guys knew this or not. I actually started up a podcast channel around when D2R started, and I did like 10 different interviews with people. I did like 1 to 2 hour podcasts with Dobrunsky, with Cooley, with Ginger, Macro. I even did. There was a couple other people that don't even make Diablo 2 videos anymore, but yeah. The reason I stopped doing them though is because it was hard to schedule people to do it, because people would say they would do it, and then I would message them to like, hey, you still good for today? And they'd be like, oh man, sorry, I forgot. I'm at the grocery store right now. And I'm like, okay, I got a babysitter, so I could do this, but okay. You know, stuff like that. So, and plus they were only getting like 2,000 to 3,000 views on the podcast and stuff, when, you know, you can do a drop alley video and get 20,000, like, you know. So you're gonna come on my show, you're gonna draw in the crowd. So yeah, it comes to one of those situations how you know, it's neat to talk to everybody, get their opinions and stuff, but number one, when you're talking to people for 2 hours, giving your opinions, it opens yourself up to like misspeaking or taking criticism constantly for all these different things you said. And also you don't make much money. So it's like, you know, spending hours setting them up and doing the podcasts and this and that, and then not making any income from it is like tough. Mr. Dabrowski videos, Frog Mike. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he just kind of like completely dipped out and doesn't, you know, didn't do nothing, doesn't do nothing, you know. The Philcast, says Smolps. Yeah, it was the Philcast for sure. So, yeah, this one's for chumps. I need Magic Find. Yeah, at first I posted them on my normal channel, and they would, on my normal channel, they would get so few views that the algorithm would then think that my videos and my channel wasn't good anymore, and it would cause the rest of my videos after it to perform worse. And then after I made enough videos, they would start to get more views again, and then I'd make another podcast, and then my channel would tank again. So I tried making a new channel, so they were always on their own channel by themselves, and I would try to get people to go over there, and people kind of did, the same number of people. But, you know, when you're doing a 2-hour podcast, it takes you this time on your phone to set it up, and then you gotta make sure all the audio levels are right and this and that, so the his mic and your mic and stuff, and it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, I think all those Philcasts are, I mean, that channel is still public. Like, you could look it up. I think I don't know where I even got a link to nowadays and stuff, but if you typed in the Philcast, it'd probably pop up. Oh yeah, I was like, there's always one more thing I keep forgetting. Why does he do the animation? I hate, you don't see the thing go out. Hate how YouTube algorithm works. Yeah, very much so. The worst is when you're a new channel. When you're a new channel, you literally have to like self-spam your videos on like Facebook and Reddit and stuff to try to get people to see them. Because the algorithm will just not show your video to anyone ever. It's crazy. But then you can't just spam it all the time, because then like the Facebook groups and Reddit groups will just ban you. So you gotta like, you know, you almost have to like try to hide it as if it's not you. You know, and you're like, oh man, did you see this video from this guy? It's so great. And then it's like openly, blatantly obvious that you're that guy. But like you're trying to make it seem like you're not that guy, you know. But yeah. That's what I'm doing, some of this fantasy football stuff, but like the videos aren't getting any traction. Part of it is because it's a little early for fantasy football content, but I want to get my channel going before the content's going to be blasting, you know what I mean? Before it's going to be hyped. Like, because like 2 weeks before the NFL season, that's when fantasy football stuff starts taking off. But I already want to be established by then, but like I can't get YouTube to show my videos to any people. The same people that have been getting views for like 5 or 10 years are getting like 20,000 views per video, and no, it's, you know, getting in is like tougher. But yeah, just dropped first Sunder. Nice, BB, congrats on your first Sunder. Glad to hear it. Didn't mean to do that. So cases, yeah, fantasy football Phil, all PHs. I don't link it on here too much because I don't want people to subscribe to it if they don't want to watch the videos, you know. If they don't want to watch the videos and see my live streams I do when I'm drafting like best ball drafts and stuff like that, I don't really want people to subscribe, because if you get people to subscribe, the video gets put in their feed and then the people don't watch it. Then the YouTube algorithm says, oh, these videos must suck. Even the people subscribed to them don't want to watch it. And then they won't show it to nobody, right? So, but yeah, it's just fantasy football Phil, all PHs. All three words start with the PHs, so. Soda Surge, yo, thank you for the raid of 11 people. Welcome in, Raiders. Appreciate you. We're just rocking some semi-budget Blood Boil. We'll call it semi-budget. Offline single player P3. Mr. Grand Charm? No way! I don't even believe that for a second. No, I'm kidding. I might have. Especially when I'm thinking about what I'm saying. I miss stuff, yeah. I'll look right at it. I see this, but I'll see, like, this will happen, and I'm, like, thinking and talking, and then I'll just keep going, and I don't even know what my brain does sometimes. Soda, appreciate you. Yeah, I hope the stream goes good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh. So, I only know it's 7s, but 6 is higher than some of these others that I have, so... What do I got in here? I got any 5s? Got some all-res. 4 with mana. I don't need the mana. Maybe I'll swap that out. Sure. Oh, now. Large charm. Large charms are for chumps. Chumps and ladder starts. Best boss killer lock is without a Sunder Charm. Boss killer. So like when you say bosses, do you mean like act bosses, or how much boss damage are you talking about? Are you talking like Ubers, or are you talking like Andariel? Only thing I dislike about Blood Boil is the Tainted gets stuck and don't move afterwards. Yeah, when you telly stomp and they won't move until you do. That is kind of annoying, but I think, what is it? So like the skeletons don't, or the skeletons will move on a necro, but the revives will not. Correct? So yeah, just big summons, you say. I guess I never thought about why that really was, but. Hitbox size. So, like terrorized act bosses, you say. I would say, and this may be, you know, others might disagree, and I might even change my mind in the future, so just take that for what it is. I haven't played every single build super extensively, to be straight up. I would say it's something between... If you have the best gear, probably, or really good gear, it's probably like Echoing Strike, or like the chains on the Abyss build are crazy if you can play them right. They're kind of annoying to play though, in my opinion. But as for between fire or like the Tainted or the summons and stuff, I don't know, maybe they're pretty even between those two for a terrorized act boss. I'm kind of speculating here, so just, you know, just take that for what it is. Yeah, Baxter saying Echoing Strike. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. I think Echoing Strike, the chains are kind of, but yeah, get 10 chains down and telly through, but. Frog Mike says if you telly and they're stuck on you, they absorb incoming projectiles. That's a plus. Oh, got distracted. I forgot I was going out to the 85 area. See, I see monsters and I just have to slay them. I just can't help myself. It's a condition I have. Slayeritis. Anytime I see slaying, I just have to. I just can't resist slaying. So anytime in Diablo 2 or if Santa Claus is around, I just have to slay all the time. I don't know. What do you guys think of that joke? Was that like out of 10? What would you rate it? No negatives, please. Only positive numbers. We're starting the scale at 0, by the way. No, I don't mean I slay Santa. I mean like slaying, like he's a Santa's sleigh, you know? Ho, ho, ho. You know, big red sleigh. Poor Santa. No, you come on, come on, come on. 10 out of 10. Ooh. Come out of the womb slaying. Maybe. You learned how to slay. I was born into it. Out of season, no rating. Oh boy. Not the proper time for a joke like that, huh? I see. I get you. First. Unbelievable. Like I'm in a terror zone right now. 10 out of 10 in background music. Oh, appreciate you. You know, it's also 10 out of 10 every time somebody hits the like button. Over 200. You find Slayers in here. How many likes do we got? I got to double check. Make sure you guys... Oh, almost... Wait, no, that's 200. 80 likes? Oh my gosh. There's only 80 likes in the stream? What are you doing? Guys. Yeah, I'm being a bit over dramatic. Can you please hit the like button? I'd appreciate it. Bit over dramatic. Watching on Twitch. Yeah, no, it's all good. Twitch, you don't worry about it. Twitch, don't worry about it. YouTube, you have to, though. You have to hit the like button. Gold Magic Find was like 9 right at the beginning of stream. Legend. That's because you're a true alpha legend, for sure. 100p. 100p. Give the man an Oscar. Thanks, appreciate it. Maybe I don't really have that much time. Oh, there's only a half hour. I mean, you find shards so often now. Look at all these Act 1 shards I have for whatever reason. I know they still drop at the abnormal amount from Terror Zones, but I feel like I haven't been doing Terror Zones, and they have not been dropping evenly. Would be nice just to maybe... Yeah, maybe I will. There's got to be a few areas in Act 1 that... I have so many of them that don't have a lot of fire immunes, right? Let's see. I mainly want the Sunder Charms. I think... Herald drops differing from P1 to P3. Wait, players count doesn't affect them at all, does it? Actually. It affects the drop from Andariel off the monster drop table, but not the Sunder drop from Herald. I had to remember here. What's the chase today? Just cool stuff there. Smarten up, I believe. Mewtwo's protesting because he doesn't want to do that job. You'll be all right. So if I'm not mistaken also, the thing is, I don't know if you guys watched my video or read the full Pavik post. So the Bloodmoor and the Den of Evil are both separate zones for spawning heralds. So technically, you can just clear in here, and hypothetically, I should have like a high percentage of guaranteeing a herald by just clearing the Den of Evil. I can't break their immunities, and so I'm only doing half damage to them, but you know. I forget what the weighted probability... Oh no, this one doesn't have weighted probability because it's its own area. Boy, this would be... If this idea of mine works out, like a budget... There's like no lightning immunes in here, right? A budget Novasork, spam farming P1, terrorized Den of Evil might be the goated strategy for farming Sunder Chimes. I kind of want to test it out, to be honest. Is Bloodmoor the worst TZ? I mean, it depends on your opinion. It's super, super, super easy. I used to do it all the time to get my Sunder Charms like day 1 a ladder. There we go, Herald already, bang. That easy. And it's going to be super slow zombie heralds. They are immune to lightning. I guess there are those ones, aren't there? No Sunder there, because they drop less items. Supposedly, according to the drop odds calc, it was 1 in 100. The thing is, too, is that there's almost no chance of a second herald, so you could just spam save and exit as soon as you get another one. Especially with it being so late. You always call him Pavkey, it's Pavik. I don't know. I also kind of wondered the same thing. I think the most people say Pavik, maybe. I said Pavik when I was talking to Llama yesterday, and he didn't correct me, so. Oh, I forgot you can't save and exit because I popped a shard. What an idiot. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Oh, well. It's not that big a deal. Especially since they drop more often. Herald Sunder is so hard, question mark? So tier 5 heralds, you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting a Sunder Charm off the herald. Like each tier 5 herald kill. A tier 1 in 2 herald, you have a 1 in 100 herald, tier 1 or 2 herald kill chance of getting a Sunder. So hypothetically, let's say you get a terrorized Bloodmoor like that with a good character. Like, what do you think you could clear the Bloodmoor or the Den of Evil with a Nova Sorceress like that? A minute at most? Teleporting around, Novaing? So in a half hour, you could do 30 runs. So you have like a, for each terrorized, if you're a Novasaurus, for each terrorized Den of Evil you get, you have a, you know, if you run 3 of them, you're like guaranteed a Sunder Charm at that in an hour and a half. You know, you're not going to get them back to back, of course. You get what I'm saying, but you know. Underground Passage could be decent for spawning heralds. So the one thing with the herald, the herald spawning, it's not off of total monsters killed. It's off of like percentage of monsters in a particular area killed. And why I'm speculating here that this Den of Evil spam farm thing is going to be goated is because this is a small total area that's super easy to get up to the percentage of all the monsters in here cleared to cause a herald to spawn real quick. So that's why I kind of say that. The Underground Passage is kind of big, sorta, can be-ish. It's not insane or anything, but also one of the things with that too is, I don't know, I would have to kind of look at it. So the Talrash's Tombs size relative to the Den of Evil, but the Talrash's Tombs, like the one is ginormous, but the other ones are not particularly large, right? But I don't, you know, at this point, I don't know for sure. Let me just... see here. Yeah, like this is an entire tomb. Like that's not big at all. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, each tomb is its own herald spawning area. So like this tomb, if you clear the whole thing, you'll probably guaranteed to get a herald. The next tomb, you're guaranteed to get a herald in. So every tomb, you're kind of like almost guaranteed to get a herald. So you almost actually want, if you specifically wanted to farm heralds, which right now I know they don't drop good gear much. I'm guessing they're going to change it in the future. I don't know for sure though, of course. But heralds are still a great and probably one of the fastest way to get Sunder Charms. So if you want to spam farm heralds, the TZ Tombs, it was great before. Everyone loved doing it before. It's still a great Terror Zone. Might be the best way now, sort of. But yes, the heralds, tier 5 heralds, when you get a bunch in a game, can be pretty tough. I believe each Talrash's Tomb is its own area, and then the outside here is its own area. Herald spawning area. So each Terror Zone, or each zone in general, isn't necessarily its own herald spawning zone. It's kind of confusing. So for example here, the Catacombs, every level of the Catacombs is all one gigantic herald spawning zone. So in order to get a herald to spawn, you pretty much have to clear all 4 levels. But the Maggot Layer, each level is its own herald spawning zone. So the Maggot Layer, if you have a build good for it, kind of sorta, might be, when terrorized, and actually a good area to farm heralds. I don't know what build would be the best. I mean, I would say probably just, I mean, I don't even know, to be honest, but so they're the long corridors, but each level, I believe, is its own herald spawning zone. So you can see about the size of this level. They're all just like straight path corridors, so it would be, I don't know, maybe this build's goated for it, actually, looking how this is going. Bone Spear Necro. Yeah, that's stuff, and that's one a lot of people mention, that getting a Lister Herald rough. Myathin. So yeah, I'm specifically only referring to spawning heralds, so everything else, yeah, it is still the maggot layer after all, right? So it certainly is. Forgotten Temples. I don't know that one for sure. If these all those different temples, such as the Forgotten Temple, I don't know. Like out here, is this its own, the Forgotten World, its own herald spawning zone? I don't think so, but I don't know, and I don't know. I'd have to look up the list. And then, like, is this its own zone? Because the thing is, too, like, didn't they change these to make these 85 areas for D2R, too? As well, I should say. I feel like they did. But, I mean, if you're running Terror Zones, I guess 85 area doesn't matter at all anymore, but... yeah. But yeah, and also, I know you're kind of talking about these ones over here, too. Like, I'm sure there's none that are absolutely bananas. Like, I'm sure, like, the second level of the sewer isn't its own herald spawning zone. You know, nothing like that. Yeah, and if I had to guess, these temples up here are herald spawning zones, are probably combined with this area, with the Tourist Bazaar. Yeah, because there's like 5 monsters in here. Like, this area is 100% clear already. You know, there's no way. So yeah. Nick said when he used to run his bots back in the day, he used to get some stuff in those temples. Yeah, I believe they are 85 areas nowadays, so they made them that, but how much did they change Warlock? Copes, it's hard to say what, I mean, they made it not busted anymore, so I guess that much. If low density for size that matters. So what matters is essentially clear speed of the zone is what matters the most. Here's another interesting one as well, because this is another one he mentioned, Havoc, in his post. So I don't know them all. I don't know where I'd find them necessarily. Go do this. I don't know how many. Is this way? I keep forgetting these now. All of a sudden. Oh boy, it's straight. I know. Don't laugh at me. So the barracks is its own herald spawning zone, but then the jail underneath, all 3 levels of the jail are all one giant herald spawning zone. So like if you cleared it, if you just started at level 1 and cleared the whole area, you would only get like 1 herald in that whole time. But this whole top area, which can vary in size, I suppose, is 1 herald spawning zone. So not the best build for this, but oh. So by clearing the barracks area, which is taking me a minute because they're all immune to fire, not the best build for it, hypothetically should get me almost guaranteed a herald here. Not technically 100%, but more than likely, you should get one. Ah! There's no monsters in here. I don't know if I've seen this one before. Come on, monsters. Well, this... Oh, wait, I didn't see what's his name, so it must be over here. I'm about to get a Herald... Whatchamacallit? Harold Smith. Sounds like a real person's name. Huh, that's unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's spawning this over in this other room. Wait a second. I didn't even kill a monster. Oh, did I kill a monster through the wall? And I got the Herald spawn over here? I don't know. Just nuked. How do you spawn higher tier heralds? So that's part of the thing. You have to take out more heralds in each game. So a tier 1 herald just means the first herald to spawn in that game. A tier 2 herald is essentially the second herald to spawn in that game. The thing is too is that every herald gets progressively harder, and they get way more life and they deal more damage and stuff. So it's one of those situations. The tier 5 heralds have roughly a 1 in 50 chance of dropping a Sunder Charm. The tier 1 and 2 heralds, so the first herald, have a 1 in 100 chance of dropping a Sunder Charm. But the tier 5 heralds quite often take longer than twice double the amount to kill than a tier 1 herald. But you have the save and exit time and stuff, so, you know, and you have to, you know, either way to get a tier 1 herald or to get from tier 1 to 2 and between each herald, it theoretically takes sort of the same amount of time, unless you're constantly being able to farm terrorized areas that are smaller, you know. Actually, I'm not going to go over there yet. I want to try to get a herald. I want to try to get a Harold Smith. He's just so sick. Okay. Is Bind Demon the same? Bind Demon is no longer invincible with 1 point wondering it. No. So it is quite a bit different. It still can work, but it's just not a 1 point wonder that you put on literally every build because it's so Giga Chad goated. Yeah, hopefully this isn't exactly the best example since there's all these fire immunes around and I'm only doing a small amount of fire damage relative, or physical damage relative to the amount of fire damage I do, but... Go, 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 go! Please. For the love of God, please. Got him. He's a cold immune one or whatever, so my mercenary's attacking way... Oh, he's stone skin too. So he's immune to fire and stone skin. I'm dealing fire and physical damage. 13 tier 5 heralds, yeah. So the thing about heralds too is I think they overdid lowering the rates of their like good item drops because of how things were happening in the PTR slightly. I think they overdid it. I think that'll get reverted to somewhere up better for dropping more like other gear that's good. So for right now, the only reason to run Heralds is try to get Sunder Chimes, which you can also get from other places, but it depends what you want to do. Like for me, running Andariel, you can get Thunder Chimes. I have every item that can drop from Andariel. I have. I guess technically I could go for another SOJ. So except for running it to get the Sunder Charm, there's no reason for me to do it. These Terra Zones are high level Terra Zones. I could find Tyrell's Might right now. So like there's some situations where people are only looking at their point of view of like it's not worth it to run Heralds under any circumstance. For me, it's completely not worth it to run Andariel to try to get a Sunder Charm right now. The beginning of ladder, if I started with a Fireball Sorceress, it would. A Blizzard Sorceress, it would. But if I'm like a Hammerden who can't teleport, or like a Fist of the Heavens Paladin who gets, you know, Terrorized Chaos, I don't want to have to, you know, go farm Andariel to get the Sunder Charm, or I can't, or it's slow, or whatever. Or I could get lucky and get one from there. Maybe. Which is another option, you know. But boy, imagine if you could only get them from Andariel, or if you have a build you start ladder with and you can't run Terra Zones, and if you can't run Terra Zones, you can't get a Sunder Charm, because you can't run Terra Zones if you can't break the immunities of all the monsters everywhere to spawn up the Heralds. So, good old Pike. Let's just double check. I don't remember if I have this one or not. I think it's good to be able to find them off of any monster. Personally. Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Then last game I came over here and I didn't take out the Smith, but that's because I already spawned the Herald. Oh, yeah. Terra Zones are like some of the best experience areas, of course, because of the high level. That too. So you can find the rarest uniques in the game. You get the most experience. You know, you're hopefully clearing all the different packs. You can, obviously, you can pop high runes from Andariel too, but in general, not really farming. You know, not really high rune type of thing there, but if you're farming like the Terra Zones, depends on the one, the density, the clear speed and stuff for that for runes, but and runes are rare no matter what. Yeah, I just think because Llama in the conversation, he was against them spawning in areas other than Terra Zones. And yeah, it's just a point of disagreement in my opinion, because I think for like 80% of people, farming a Sunder Charm when you can't break immunities because you don't have a Sunder Charm, it means you can't start ladder with a Fire Druid. It means you can't start ladder, you know, with a ton of different builds that aren't the best builds in the game, right? Wait, did I cleared the whole thing? It didn't get a Herald? No way. Ooh. Is there one more monster somewhere that I can take out and get my... Come on. No. 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 Yeah, this is what I mean. It's not 100% chance to get a Herald or whatever, but devastating. Defiler. Well, Defiler does share some of the damage, but then if you're trying to get the most fire damage out of your build, did my music just stop? Oh, the playlist actually over. Like you're losing base damage to link damage to the other monsters, you know? So it is kind of true, but also, like, if you're doing this build, I mean, how are you doing a tainted build and then you're summoning Defilers? And you don't have Defilers on Fire Druids. So. Myathin. So it wouldn't be surprising that somebody's opinion that they have is based upon their preferences. So it depends how much of each thing of, you know, people want to take other people's opinions in to form their own opinion. You know what I mean? Obviously, a majority, in my opinion anyways, a majority of people's opinions is based upon their own lived experiences. As far as it comes to a lot of things. Pretty much everything in the world. People base their opinions almost always. It's rarely based around, you know, it's usually based around their own experiences. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Yep. So it's not surprising, in my opinion, that it would, you know, and it's not necessarily bad or good, you know what I'm saying? Just go over my entire gear and skill tree and everything. No, I'm not gonna do. Every time someone asks me that, I'm not gonna do it. I get asked multiple times per stream, so do forgive me. Shoot a barbarian. Shoot barbarian. I'll get one right off the bat in the next zone talking about Sunder Charms. We'll find out. Because if you do get, Herald. The way the tier 1 Herald spawn too is a bit, I don't want to say odd, but like, so you don't really have a chance to find a Herald in the zone until you clear 40% of the zone. Then your chance kind of comes into play. So the first 40% of the zone, you cannot find the first Herald. And the only way to get a second Herald in a zone this way is to find the Herald almost instantly when that 40% has happened. And then you also have to get super lucky to be able to get your second Herald as soon as you clear the next 40% of the zone. And the 40% starts from the original partial of it. So essentially you have to find the first Herald right around 40% done with the map of clearing all the monsters, I mean. And then you have to find the second one within the next 40 when the total map overall is roughly 80% done or whatever, if you get what I'm saying. Because it resets your amount percentage complete, but not the map's percentage complete. So, you know, if that makes any sense. So if you completed 40% of the zone to get a Herald to spawn, there's 60% left. But as far as the game is concerned, I don't know how I can explain this right. I'm just gonna say you get it. You get it. So Rupee says use one tainted and then defilers or other things like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you don't want to have defiler damage on your build. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways you can do things, I guess, but if you're doing a tainted build and you're not using tainted, I don't know what, you know. That's like you're playing a Novasorc and you're not using Novasource. You're not using the Nova skill, you know. It's kind of like. So you're saying use Blood Boil and don't play tainted build. Just do a Blood Boil defiler build. Yeah, definitely another build you could do if you weren't playing the tainted build, that's for sure. Skellies, not immune to fire, so I should be able to take him out. Easy peasy. I wish I just dropped a Sunder Charm instantly, so I'd be like, look, see, I told you. Lacoric says if you clear the whole area, they'll come no matter what. No, that's not. I just cleared the entire map, just the map before this, and then I didn't get a Herald. Let me pull up this. Came right to it. Why is it zoomed in so much? I must have been... Oh, wait. Is this the one? Looks different, but it... All the image... Whoa, 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 whoa! Why is it so zoomed in? Okay, can I go like this? Okay. So the Heralds... It's actually, the blue line is tier 1 and the orange line is tier 2. I believe the orange and the blue line are overlaid so you don't actually see it. But But this blue line here, once you get, it's actually over 50% of the zone. I thought it was 40. So you are literally impossible to get a second herald in this in the first zone if you're only doing tier 1 and 2. But every monster you kill, so the last ones that you take out when you get up close to 100, these monsters, they're almost a 4% chance per white monster to spawn a herald. But it's never like, this line never hits 100%. This is how much of the zone is cleared. And this is the percent when you kill that monster that one will spawn. No, so Kindrim, that's another thing that changed. The Easter egg for farming heralds and stuff is pointless now. It does nothing. Why are these images all missing? Like, these pictures here used to show, I don't know where they went or what, but they showed it was the pictures of, like, with the Easter egg without it. So the Thunder Charm drop from the monster drop table from heralds is like nothing. It's like impossible because of how they changed right here. The herald's unique factor is only 800 when it used to be way higher. But this is what I said right here. The only thing that matters, it's kind of small behind my head here, but a tier 1 and 2 herald have a 1 in 100 chance of dropping a Sunder. And here tier 5 is 1 in 50. So it doesn't, how much magic find you have doesn't matter. Players count, this is from act bosses, so from heralds, players count does not have any effect. Magic find has very little effect, essentially none. From heralds. Yep. So, but if from act bosses, like it said, both players count and magic find matter. Boom, a lot, just like finding everything. So make sure you guys check out that video I put out. I kind of cut to the chase on a lot. It's still like a 40-minute video, but yeah, that post is so long, and some of them pictures are gone. So if you want to see some of the graphs and stuff, when I pull them up, you can pause it and look at them. And yeah. What defines their tiers? So the different tiers of heralds are just which order you take them out in. The first herald you take out is tier 1. The second herald you take out is tier 2. Third is 3, and I'm assuming you can guess what the 4th and 5th one are. Any tips to find an ohm? You just gotta slay as many demons as fast as possible on the highest players count you can handle. And then cross them fingers as tight as you can. If you really want to like make it even a better chance, really, try crossing the toes too. Little soul runes. Kindram, amateur? Are you're saying you're an amateur? I missed the comment before that. It's okay if you're an amateur. It's no big deal. Or you know, everyone starts off somewhere. I didn't catch your comment before, but all I see was the amateur. Everyone starts off their own place. Just have fun with the game. Try your best. And yeah, the biggest thing is just have fun with Diablo 2. Do whatever is fun for you. Okay. Don't try to compare yourself to other people or anything. Game's all about having fun. Pretty new here. Okay, Whitman. All good with being new. Love to see it. Greetings from Hungary. Appreciate you. Yeah, we do like new people here. No doubt. Welcome in. Oh, I wonder if that last time there was some monsters hiding in there, huh? Is it rare? Are you talking about Thunder Charms? Slightly. If that's what you're referring to. Sometimes I miss someone's first comment and then I mess up, but Thunder Charms are kind of rare, but they're not like impossible to get. Muxisin, also a new person from Bulgaria. Welcome in. Die Exile saying that, don't worry, I stink too. That's all good. Hey, I'm not even that good, so. I mean, you guys been watching me today. I only died one time today. I mean, it was chat's fault though. It's never my fault. So it was chat's fault for sure, right? Oh yeah. Took another shard. Herald. Gonna be those. Anything that's not immune to fire. Thank you. Oh, just eat. Game's easy. How do they make these heralds so easy? Oh, the tier 1 heralds are so much easier. Crazy. Like the interview with Llama. What's going on, Hassan? Played the Blood Boy the other day. Very interesting. Yeah, it's decent. It's hard to compare. Really what I need to do is play it with like the most budget gear and then play it with the best possible gear. And then it'll give me the full thing here. But right now I'm sitting at some awkward middle ground where I have Enigma and Shaco, but then I'm using an Obedience for the minus fire res. And like so a random, I'm using the Ars Mephisto book because I need the FCR and I need to be able to wield the two-handed to get the minus res, but like, is that really the best option? Or is it, you know, I'm at some weird middle ground, you know, so. Got 4 Sundays and you're at level 90, huh? Gotcha. Yeah, your Sunder Charm amounts are going to depend on a lot of different things for each person. Like, if you're spam farm Andariel for like 1,000 runs, you're going to have more Sunders than somebody who, you know, isn't playing Sorceress, essentially. Like, if you're the Magic Warlock, you'll be able to get Sundays no problem because you can go do Terror Zones no problem. Hammerden, no problem. Echoing Strike, no problem. If you're a Fire Druid, good luck. You know, getting yourself a Sunder Charm, essentially. If you're Fire Trap Assassin, maybe you are Fire Physical. Lightning Trap Assassin, good luck getting a Sunder Charm. Maybe you could. You'll be able to hit some of the Terror Zones. You'll be able to do some stuff similar to what I'm doing here, but... You know, if you're a Summon Necro, you can essentially do the same thing I'm doing here, but with Corpse Explosion. Or a Bone Necro. Of course, Bone Necros are magic too, so I guess you'll be fine. Another Herald already. Look at how fast we can spawn these Heralds up, boys! Oh! Oh, boy, get my Merc out of there. Do it. Prove me right, game. The numbers! The numbers! Yeah, and see, this is the thing, you never... The unique value was turned down so much, you never get anything good from them. It's possible. I found a couple of uniques off of them, but... Oh, got a Windhammer from one. Nice. G-Stacks. Guys. G-Stacks is a lying fibber. It's not my birthday. 3:30. Uh-oh. What time is it? All right, well, I got to see how this works in the cow level real quick. Luckily, when I get off at 3:30, technically I have like 10 more minutes. I could play, but I usually get off just to make sure I have enough time. Oh, did I see it over there? Or no, I did not. That was the portal or whatever. We'll double check because I'm over here, though. Okay, perfect. One cow run, just to see if we get lucky with a rune or something, or a rune word base, or a lower strength obedience I could make would be great, actually, too. I really need to find a 5-socketed scythe, or you can make all kinds of things, really, actually. I forget the names of them even, but spears or polearms, so. Keep going, Phil. Phil! Well, the thing is, I do have to go pick my daughter up at, she gets out at 3:50, so. P3 cows will probably be fine, right? I haven't taken blood boil with my gear here out into cows, so. Oh yeah. I do wish I had I don't know why I lisped it there so bad. I do wish I had Death Sigil a little bit. With these guys with more life a little bit. Everything's blocked out loot filter wise. Yeah, it'll be alright though. It's fine. Right here with this gear, like P3, the Fire Warlock would be much faster than this. With worse gear. I can tell you that much. But that might be a cow specific thing, you know. I had heard some other people say that this Blood Boil Tainted build isn't as good against bosses, which these aren't bosses. They're immune to nothing, but they just have a lot of life, so maybe. And it's not like bad. It's not like working terribly or anything. Merc don't survive very good against cows, I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much. Got a towel from a Herald of Horror. Nice. We don't need a merc. We got so much mana after kill over here from Hexbane or Siphon, I mean. Should just go with a better, you know, a merc that does more physical damage to save whatever, you know. W Dad, appreciate you, Couch, yeah. Yep, gotta go get the kid from school. Then I got bowling tonight. I'm a bowl at least 100 guaranteed. Ah. Diablo 2 and bowling. Is this 2001 again? I wish. I'd be sitting here streaming. Be like, oh, it's this way. My hair would flip this way. What's going on, fellas? Going in for a haircut today. Nah, got you good. Of course not. This long hair ain't going anywhere. I'm having this till the day that I die. Ha ha ha. Little did I know. Do I imbue diadems and stuff? I usually don't, just because anytime I have, I literally get nothing at all ever. And yeah. Yeah, so this works okay out at cows. Merc's like unnecessary out here anyways. The physical damage can help me out in some places. You know what, maybe? Hold up. If I don't need the aura, I don't need the insight at all, really. I'm trying to think of what Act 5-ness I could rock with. I see the mana is dropping slightly here. Oh, well, that's why. My Hex Purge was gone. Or Hex... Yeah, wait. Hex Siphon. Get runned out. I need a larger pack. There we go. Yeah, and you guys see how, like, it seems like I'm killing a ton of cows because of the density and stuff. But the area is one gigantor herald spawning area, so I have to clear the whole area to get a herald out here, you know, so. You'd be streaming in 2001 LAN party? On dial-up, man. You know, log it into... I'd be streaming in 48p. I don't even know what it would be at that point, but... Gosh. These cows are crazy. What would you stream at on dial-up? Oh, he's half immune to physical. Bro! Berserker Axe? Was it just a standard one that was non-superior? if it's non-superior, then I usually wouldn't take it here on single player, because I wouldn't make anything in a non-superior base on single player here. Just the amount of time I'm going to be holy grailing, I know that I'm going to find something better before then, or, you know. But I might just not have, my eyes just might have glazed over and I didn't see it. Rock Candy, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you. You legend. It was superior. There's no way. I would never miss that. Oh, man. We'll look real quick. If I don't see it in like a second, I'll just not worry about it, but I don't know how far back it was now. Oh, like this white one here, you're saying? It is 15. It would be 6 sockets. Not ethereal, though. I mean, you can't make Breath of the Dying in it. You can only Larza get. Is there any other 6-socketed one we'd put in there? I don't think so, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but... And obviously you guys couldn't have seen that it was 5 for Beast, yeah, so that's an issue, because you can't even cube recipe it with it being superior. You have to Larzik for 6, so... Womp womp. But yeah, I know you guys couldn't see that it was, oh wait, no, it was white. You could just see it was white, and it just said superior. I lost where I was already. Yeah. Right? I'm not wrong here, right? I'll hold on to it till you guys tell me I'm right. Because if I'm wrong, I want to keep it. Because it is 15, which is clutch. I can make a sick, wait a second. Hold up. I can make a sick... Breath of the Dying in a non-ethereal Zerker? What's the one I'm thinking of? Silence? Gosh, you hear that? Let's move over here for now. Silence Zerker? What do you guys think? What's the one I'm thinking of? What's that cheap one that uses all cheap runes now, but it's 6 sockets? These are all 4. How do you... I don't know how to work this one to where it sorts by how many runes go in it. Like Honor or something? Not Honor's 5, isn't it? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, they're looping around. Why would it do that to me? Sorry, I tried to zoom in to make it see better, and then it looped around on me. Unbending Will. There you go. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't, and I couldn't see it anywhere either. Can make a sick... Oh, it's swords only. That's why you guys didn't know what I was talking about. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so it was like the wrong... You can't make it in anyways. It's swords only. So, but yeah, look at the time. Oh my gosh, 3:40. I gotta go. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't done so already before you take off there on YouTube. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this fine Wednesday. Ooh, appreciate y'all. So I'll be hitting you with a video probably tomorrow. Maybe even a short sometime coming up. And we'll be back streaming for Friday, Printer Friday. So don't miss that too. So yeah, same old schedule as always. Peace out, ladies and gents. You slayers. Ooh. Catch you in the next one.